Previous topic. What was our previous topic before this one? It is all about goal setting process, right? So whenever we're going to set a goal, of course, we are planning what would be how are we going to achieve the goals? What are the goals? What are the steps in order for us to achieve those goals? Basically, goal setting is also goal setting process is also part of the plan. So in this part, chapter 6, we're going to execute the plan. So basically, what we have set during the goal setting in the organization, we were going to apply it. We are going to make steps on how to achieve those goals. So that's what you call executing the plan. So when we talk about execution basically means carrying out a plan, order, or course of action. So basically, meron kayong gagawin something out of your plan, or meron kayong steps na gagawin in order for you to achieve the plan that you're planning. Basically, meron ng action yung plan. So that's what you call execution. Execution as a competency in our organization, it is very effective that there are executions, especially in your planning. So there are essential behaviors of execution for the leaders. So they have to know your people, know your people and your business, of course. You have to know your people so that you will know how to handle them, how to work with them, what are the do's and don'ts with those people and the business itself. Because how are you going to operate and create a plan if you don't know your business in the first place? Next is insist on realism. So basically, you have to make sure that everything is realistic. Set clear goals and priorities. Set clear goals and priorities. You have to know what are your priorities, what are the goals in the business, in the company, the establishment. Follow through, and then reward the doers, of course. Like what I said in some previous topic, you have to make sure that you have to empower your employees. So one way of empowering your employees is to reward the doers, the people who are planning or executing the plan. You have to reward them. Expand people's capabilities. So what are their, if you think that these people or your people are capable of doing these things, then you have to make sure that you can expand their capabilities and know yourself as well. Because it is important so that you will know what are your capabilities, know what are the things that you can do, what you cannot do. So that's important. And then we have the planning and execution quadrant. When we say when we talk about execution, planning and execution quadrant, basically it is all about this refers to the quadrant which represents tasks that are important but not urgent. So in planning and execution quadrant, di ba meron tayong mga goals, meron tayong plans, meron tayong mga goals na siniset sa amin sa company or in the business. So you have to know what are the priorities. You have to know what are the things that needs to be prioritized. Ano yung least na pwede gawa ng action later, or ano yung plans na dapat gawa agad na action immediately or urgent. So we have this section is divided into 4. The leader, planner, or the executioner, the executioner, the planner, and then the planner or execution. So execution as linked among management functions. So It is important that in terms of management functions, execution is present. We have organizing. Organizing determines the structure and allocation of jobs. So, dito mo mamalaman kung ano yung mga structure at saka allocation ng trabaho na binibigay mo sa mga tao mo or trabaho na naka-assign sa'yo. Staffing, meaning of job. This is basically the meaning of job. Ensuring that the right people are placed particularly in the critical ones. Sa staffing, dito mo ilalagay kung sino yung naka-assign sa department na to, kanina may bibigay ng trabaho na to. You will not be assigning people if they don't know that job that you are assigning to them. You have to make sure sa staffing, alam mo ginagawa mo, alam mo kung bakit mo siya dyan in-assign ng tao. At the same time, alam mo rin na kaya yung gawin yung trabaho ng Philippines. And then leading reinforces execution, of course. You as a head of the organization or the management, one of your functions is to lead. Basically, you're the one who's going to reinforce the execution. Ikaw mauna in order for them to follow a script. And then, communication and motivation. Now, why is it important that communication and, communication is present in terms of execution in the plan? Bakit kailangan ng communication? At the same time, motivation. But let's go first with the communication. What's the purpose of communication? In order to understand with each other. At the same time, how are you going to rely or relay the things that you need to assign to your people if you don't have communication? And one of the reasons bakit nagkakaroon ng bankruptcy, bakit nagkakaroon ng sila yung business, o kaya the business won't work because of miscommunication, because you weren't able to give information about their specific jobs, or hindi mo maayos na bigay sa kanila yung trabaho na dapat nila. So that's why communication is very important. And then motivation naman comes second, because in terms of communication, it helps, pag sinabi yung motivation, it helps people to build trust. And then in terms of communication, helps people, pag sinabi natin communication, it helps build people to build trust, because if you communicate with your workmates, your co-workers, in the organization, you can build trust. And then in terms of motivation, it helps people focus and maintain goal-directed behaviors. They will be motivated if you will have good communication, and it will also help them motivate. Next, we have motivation. Motivational theories. These are the frameworks that can help leaders who want to foster a productive environment. So these are the well-known theories. We have the Douglas MacArthur's Theory X and Theory Y. So pag sinabi natin Theory X, this comes from the management and then to the staff. And then for Theory Y, same as management staff, and then the staff will spread also the mga words nila and the way that they are being motivated. Another one is the Chris-Argyris theory. Organization needs. Ito naman, these are the relationship o yung mga kailangan ng organization, at the same time, anong kailangan ng employees. We also have the Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think everybody is familiar with this, right? The hierarchy of needs.
Abraham
psychological, physiological needs,
I must
love and belonging, esteem and self-actualization. And everybody's familiar with that, right? And then the Frederick Hesberg's theory of motivation. Ito naman, it is also known as the two-factor theory and or the motivation ID theory. Motivating factors, achievements, recognitions, job advancements, opportunities. Hygiene factors, relationship with your peers, workmates, the people around you, company policies, physical workspace, working conditions, salary, status, security, supervision. So more on internal hygiene factors. And then we have the leadership style. So in leadership, there are three factors that you have to always remember. You have the three C's of leadership. You have the character, competence, and commitment. Character, it is important because importante na maayos yung character ng isang tao na nagmo-motivate or nag-lead sa group. Kasi if yung character hindi maayos or hindi if the character is not giving, kumbaga hindi approachable, diba? How are you going to lead if in the first place you don't have a good character? And competence naman, in being a leader, you have to be competitive. You have to be in a good way of being competitive. And then another style of leadership or importance of being a leader is to be committed. Being a leader, you have to make sure that you are committed to the things that you are in the goals that you're wanting to achieve in the organization. So these are the typical organization scenario. So those are organizational scenarios that are examples. Etong grid theory naman refers to the middle of the road. The grid theory 5 refers to the middle of the road leadership style on the leadership style on Blake Newton's managerial grid. So these refers to the middle of the road leadership style of Blake Newton managerial grid, where the manager balances a moderate concern for both production and people, essentially trying to compromise between the two aspects without fully prioritizing either one. So, itong the grid theory, parang it talks about the balance, kumbaga magiging fair. So, without prioritizing the either of the two without prioritizing the production and the people. So, if there are concerns about the people, they have to consolidate also if this is okay for the production, or if the production, vice versa also for the aspect for the people. And then we have consider a room full of people with different behaviors. So, in a business or in an organization, lahat naman ng mga kasama mo sa organization, iba't-iba. It's either iba't-ibang character, iba't-ibang race, iba't-ibang personality. So when you're put in one organization, of course, you have to check first, or you have to make sure that what's the reason why that person is like that, or you have to make sure na hindi magkakaroon ng conflict, even though you have a different characteristics. Kasi diba, for example, if you're already working in the industry, hindi naman agad lahat friends mo. Hindi naman lahat naiintindihan mo kung bakit gano'n ang characteristics, bakit gano'n ang personality. That's why we have to consider a room full of different behaviors. Kasi when you're already in the organization, hindi lahat same ng vibes mo, same ng humor mo. So, at saka hindi din same ng ages, upbringing. So that's why we have to consider that one as well. So the sound leadership style can be applied in particular organization scenarios. So these are those. The reporters have already explained the point. And the dynamics of teamwork. Basically, it is understanding the key elements in terms of teamwork. I believe everybody's already, it's self-explanatory what is teamwork, right? You have to, in executing the plan, in order for you to properly or achieve the goals in the organization, you have to create a teamwork. Kasi diba, there's no I in team. So you have to consider the people around you, regardless of their characteristics, and also the way of style of leadership of your leader, in order for you to know, in order for you to achieve the goals. So kailangan yung teamwork present talaga, especially in executing the plan. Kasi if magkakaiba-iba kayo ng goals, kahit na in the organization you have one goal, magkakaiba-iba kayo ng aspect, or magkakaiba yung goal ninyo, you will definitely not achieve the goals that your company or your organization is trying to achieve. Kasi nga, may ibang agenda ka, may ibang agenda yung peers mo, yung people around you. So you have to make sure that the dynamics of teamwork is present. So basically, it's more on understanding the key elements of teamwork, regardless of anong klaseng tao sila or anong klaseng characteristics nila. Yes?